Hello and welcome to the 7th Sydney OpenSim tutorial in which we will examine terraforming. Now you can easily see that Dion World is composed of several little islands in our sim, and they're not just there by magic. As you can see, there's this atrocious pile of spikes and ditches, which we will terraform into a smooth little valley. Or actually a little surface of the island, or whatever you call it, I don't know. Okay. With that aside, right click on the ground to bring up our eternal friend, the pie menu, and go to edit terrain. Now, you have several tools. Select land, which is pretty useless for our purposes. Flatten land, which, never mind about that. Flatten land, which will, of course, flatten land to the average height, but we're not going to use that. Raise land, which, of course, is used to make those ugly little spikes. But what we're going to do is we're going to smooth land. And, of course, you can also revert it, which will return it to its original position. You might not want to do that because pretty much everything except for the center island is underwater in the reverted state. And roughened land makes little to no sense. So we're going to smooth it. See that? Simple. All you have to do is get this marker to the area you want to work with, depending on what tool you're using. And then you can select your brush size with this. And you can select your strength with that. So we're just going to smooth this out. Now you notice how it kind of averages out. That is, the more peaks you have, generally the higher it's going to be, and the more valleys you have, the lower it's going to be on average. But generally this is the easiest way to get rid of those ugly spikes and make it look nice and smooth. See that? You can see that the door of that guy's house. Isn't that lovely? So, there's that. Also, here's a quick tutorial on how to make a itty-bitty little island. Now, let's be polite and not encroach on any existing anything, like say my pirate ship, or the underwater colony, or the submarine way over there. Yeah. Let's make an island about right here. Yeah. So, let's have a look underwater. There we go. There are those two kelp things. Right? Okay. Well, what about over here? I'm being a little indecisive today. So we're going to make a little island here. Right? Edit terrain and raise land. Let there be land. Yes. Unfortunately, if you smooth that out, it's probably just going to go right back down. So let's make our little archipelago mountainy spiky thing a little larger in size. Give it a little more land area. Good, I think. Now let's test our luck and smooth it out. Wonder of wonders, it appears to be a slightly mountainous island. Now, just out of common courtesy, let's go underwater and smooth out the edges a little bit, so it looks a little nicer instead of just a big thing sticking out of nowhere. Right. But in reality, this is just a little exercise for the sake of the tutorial. So I'm going to smooth it out to the point where it's all underwater, and I'm going to Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the flatten land tutorial. Yes, this is the perfect opportunity to demonstrate that tool. So, flatten land. Flat, 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 flat. It's definitely flat. This is kind of like a bulldozer-ish sort of thing. So yes, this is one use for the flattened land thing. Another is if you're building a house and you want the land to be flat, which would be nice for building a house, of course, then you could use this tool to go in and kind of flatten out the foundation of your house. So yeah. So now we have this giant underwater boulder thing. Lovely. That about does it for this quick tutorial. And happy terraforming.